Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for December 2023. This is for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional occult cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity. To get more specific and detailed with your reading, Sagittarius, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it offers a lot more depth to your reading. So, Sagittarius, we made it. We made it to December. First of all, happy birthday. Oh my goodness. Listen, this is going to be an exciting month for you. There may be a lot happening, and I'm going to explain why, but hello. This is December, and think about where you were January of this year. Think about where you are now. So really give yourselves a pat on the back. This was a crazy year. It was an emotional year. We had 4 eclipses. We went through Venus retrograde, which was a big deal because Venus only retrogrades every 18 months, right? So we're not even having Venus retrograde next year, okay? And it retrograded at a time where pretty much every planet in the solar system went retrograde other than Mars. So it was a deep retrograde. We had Saturn move into Pisces. We had, a preview of Pluto moving into Aquarius. Okay, and Pluto's going to be in Aquarius permanently starting in January. That's going to be another big deal for the next 20 years. We'll talk about it in January. We had, the changing of the nodes. We had the North Node moving into Aries, South Node moving into Libra. We had the series finale of Succession, which was a huge thing this year. But this month, if you want to go ahead and mark it in your calendar, December 27th, the luckiest, the best day of the month, we have Sun trining Jupiter. Okay, go ahead and mark it. It is, this is another rare aspect. It only happens twice a year if we're lucky to have it because, next year we only have it once. This is a very auspicious aspect, okay? Jupiter being the planet of good fortune, good luck, prosperity, wisdom, expansion. Jupiter being your ruling planet, Sagittarius. So there's a lot happening. This is a month where there are about 30 major aspects. That's how big December is. We have Venus moving into Scorpio. That's a huge deal. That's we have no planets in Scorpio, but now we have Venus moving into a Scorpio. But then Venus at the end of the month moves into your sign, okay, Sagittarius? So that is a big deal for you because, as you know, Mars is in your sign for the rest of the year. I mean, you have a lot going on. You have a lot going on, especially because we are in Sagittarius season for the first 2 weeks, okay? That is your first house. So a lot of you going through these moments of identity, especially asking maybe big questions, like the role that you play in life, in your family. Family is going to be a big thing for you. Family, your home, okay? A lot of y'all may be thinking about moving because Saturn, remember, went direct, okay? And it's direct in Pisces, your 4th house, your domestic sector, foundations of your life. So this is a big thing: family, children, your significant other, and you may be entering a very stable relationship too if you're single, okay? Other things that are happening is Neptune is finally going direct. That is going to happen on the first week, I think. Yep. And then we also have Jupiter finally going direct. So you're going to start feeling the energies of that. You're going to start feeling the energies of Jupiter because when these planets are retrograde, especially Jupiter, right? It's almost like, think about your cell phone only at 60% rather than 100%, okay? When Jupiter's retrograde. But now that it's finally moving in direct motion, at the end of this month, you're definitely going to feel it, a lot of its energies and the luck that it brings, especially toward the end of the month. All right. Up until, it's going to be in your 6th house, up until May. And we'll talk about that. But partnerships definitely will be a big thing for you next year. Okay. Really big thing for you. But, let's go ahead and get started. Listen, Sagittarius, it's such a big month. If you are new to my channel, after I do your spread, I break it down week by week. I tell you everything that's going on this week, including the new moon in, wait for it, Sagittarius. That's right. We have a new moon in your sign. And I love this new moon. I absolutely love this new moon, and you will too. So, Sagittarius, big month for you. Very big month for you. The other thing, if you are new to my channel, I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box. And yeah, let's get started. All right, let's get started. Sagittarius. This is again for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. If you know your birth chart, I would definitely read for your moon and your Venus. Again, we have that new moon in your sign. The new moon, the energies last for a while. But we'll break it down. Okay. We'll break it down week by week. I'll tell you everything that's going on this month. And, I didn't even mention the fact that Mercury is going retrograde, which is, a big thing, a really big thing. And money could be a big thing for you too, just looking at what's going on for y'all, because we do have that full moon in Cancer at the end of the month. That's going to be your 8th house. And then, we're moving into Capricorn season, your 2nd house. So those are the 2 money houses of the zodiac wheel. All right, Sagittarius. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. See what's going on for you for the month of December 2023. Yes. So there we go. Okay, Sagittarius. Like I said earlier, by the way, I do a traditional culture cross spread. Really does bring the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. Secondly, Sagittarius. I probably will pull clarifiers because it is such a big month, but I hope you're having a great birthday season. I hope you've had a great birthday if you had it back in November. But I'm just very excited for you. You have Mars in your sign. Mercury does move into Capricorn on the 1st of December, so it's leaving your sign, but it's going to go back into your sign. So again, we're going to talk about that because this Mercury retrograde is very, very different. It's very unusual, okay? And it can be a little bit confusing, but we'll talk about that later. You're good, okay? You're good. You're absolutely good. I can't even, this is a whole thing here. Okay, so let's get started. You got the Page of Cups. The biggest energy coming through is that, a lot of y'all may have started new relationships, may have entered new relationships. It can be a partnership in terms of work as well. It could be, one-on-one. There's something one-on-one going on, but there's something that it's exciting for you. There's this newness that, the pages bring this fresh new energy, right? And the cups are all about your emotions, feelings, even relationships, but also like wonderment, intuition. So there is this free, even with, the sun in Sagittarius and whatnot, there's this sense of freeness that, I explained last month, but I love this. And there is something that is you just following your bliss now. I mean, that is a big thing. There could also be, a lot of spiritual downloads that y'all could have been connecting a lot more spiritually, really trusting your intuition, really having your intuition, your third eye, your pineal gland open, and being receptive to that. And I really love that for you. It is something where it's a lot of awareness. There's a lot of self-realization, right? When it comes to birthday season. Anyway, we really have those moments where we think about what have I accomplished? What do I want for, next year? And oh my gosh, I'm turning another year old and whatnot. And it just happens that, Sagittarius season is the end of the year. So it's kind of doubling down on that because you combine that with New Year's Eve. And so it really, Sagittarians at the end of every year, you really go through those moments, but it looks like there's something new that's come into your life. Again, it could be just something a lot more enjoyment, something in your physical world as well that you are enjoying, something that you are, it's following your bliss now. Again, it can be a new, a job as well. It could be a new project, passion project that you're pursuing. But even still, a lot of intuitive energy with the Page of Cups that is coming through strongly. So really love that for you. And when you are, a lot more receptive to that, when you are a lot more intuitive, you do get all those winks from the universe. You know what I mean? The 1111s, you see them that on your microwave clock or whatnot. You get what I'm saying? All those moments happen. But hey, you got the Lovers and the heart of your spread. Hello, Sagittarius. This is pretty big. This is pretty big. So Yeah, there is, coming after the Page of Cups for sure. A lot of y'all could have moved into this place of new relationships. Okay, now remember, again, key word is it's partnerships, relationships. I guess it's keywords. Can be work, can be your job, can be love, romance, but even one-on-one. Like, for instance, because Saturn has moved into Pisces in your fourth house, there is going to be a lot of movement at home. Okay, so it could be the fact that you are going to be like house hunting, or you are house hunting, and now you are working with a realtor. That's a partnership right there. But a lot of y'all are definitely could possibly even there is marriage here. So a lot of y'all could have gotten married, or thinking about getting married, or tying the knot, or taking your relationship to the next level. Again, take what resonates with you, because that can be work. It can be like you starting a new job at a different company, and it's like your dream job or whatnot. But that's a big thing that's happening. You could be moving in with a partner that you've been seeing for a while. But even still, I mean, you did get the Lovers in the heart of your spread. Hello, that's amazing. You do see Archangel Raphael. By the way, I don't think the Lovers card has come up at all for anyone's readings this week. Oh wow. So and so also remember, this is a monthly reading, not a weekly. So this is for the month. So you see Archangel Raphael. Okay, you see the abundance of the sun. This is such a great card. You see, we'll call them Adam and Eve. Okay, so here's the thing. You see Archangel Raphael, he's the one who is gifting the love, right? So it's up to you to decide what to do with it. So there is an element of like options, an element of like you have the power to make decisions this month as well. So that comes through with this card. But another big thing that's coming through, especially following the Page of Cups here, is that there is I'm going to show you something here. You do see you see he's looking at her, she's looking at the archangel. So this is conscious, subconscious, superconscious at play here. This is Trinity at play. If you want to think about it, mind, body, soul. So that intuitive energy, again, that spiritual energy is really strong. It feels really nice. But when you think about that, that's you. Okay. So if you are not here for partnerships or relationships, it's you and this self-love and this self-realization and you feeling empowered and so much love going on and around for you this month. This is absolutely amazing. That awareness, again, Venus in Scorpio, we'll talk about it later. It's very intense. Venus's detriment in Scorpio, it's not a bad thing, but what it does is it heightens your intuition. So for the collective, it's happening for the collective anyway, but what makes it different for you, Sagittarius, is Venus in Scorpio is going to be in your 12th house. That is your subconscious. And so there is a lot of like you going deep and having these intuitive moments and spiritual moments, but also like, paying attention to your dreams and whatnot. But I absolutely love this for you. I absolutely love this for you. Now, you did get the Eight of Swords in your challenge area. So you may be a little, remember how I said Venus in Scorpio is intense and it is in your 12th house, like appearing swords are the mental suit. This is, we call it, it's like this self-victim card or whatever. And then the 12th house, there is, self-sabotage lives in, the 12th house. So this month, just be careful about that, about maybe over analyzing things, overthinking things, but also to a point where it's like you may be believing that you're not good enough for something, or none of that's true. Okay. Remember I said self-sabotage energy lives there. And you also got the Eight of Swords challenging, the Lovers card, which interestingly, these are both Gemini cards. Okay. Gemini rules the third house of, communication and whatnot. But even still, it's just like, don't blame yourself for anything this month. We have a tendency to do that as human beings, right? You're on a crowded street. Someone accidentally bumps into you. You're the one who says, oh, I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't your fault. Like we have a tendency to do that. And so I'm just saying, like, don't do that this month, because Venus in Scorpio, again, very intense. And when I say intense, there's a lot of passion with that, a lot of sexual energy. And you did get the Lover's card. So you will have a lot of sex this month if you want it. Okay. It is going to be, and I'm not the only one that's going to be saying that. Venus in Scorpio is known to, like, not only be, about passions and romance and heightened intuition, but yeah, it has this high degree of, like, sexual energy that comes with it as well. So there is also, Venus in Scorpio wants, like, commitment. It wants authenticity. It wants, like, loyalty. There's almost like this really strong commitment to relationships, emotional commitments to relationships that Venus in Scorpio brings. And again, you got the Lover's card in the heart of your spread. So just don't be in your head about things. The other thing, remember what I said, Mercury will be retrograde, not only in Capricorn, but your sign as well. So with it, not only all this stuff happening, in Sagittarius, with Mars in Sagittarius, Mercury retrograding in Sagittarius, but also, the fact that Venus will be in Scorpio in your 12th house. There could be a lot on your mind, but again, just don't blame yourself for anything, and just know that you may have, there could be a tendency to overanalyze things this month. Just know that her feet are free, but she can walk out of it anytime she wants. Okay. So other than that, like, you got the 4 of Wands. Greatness here. I love this. Two reasons why. First, it does look like that some of y'all may be celebrating some sort of milestone this month. A lot of y'all may feel it around that new moon, where new moons bring new opportunities and new beginnings and new paths. It starts a new cycle. And again, this new moon is in your sign, and I absolutely love this new moon. But it's also like, this card is all about, like, celebration and, even milestones, but it has that element of, family. It has that, like, domestic element, like relationships as well. So yeah, a lot of y'all, if you haven't already, will possibly have, like, marriage on your mind, or proposal on your mind, or, again, it can be work related, as what ones are. Okay. Ones are your passions, creativity, but it's also, like, enterprise and business and work. And so there's that element as well. But there is, this card, what I love about this card is that it's ruled by Venus and Aries. Okay. And so, as we know, like I said earlier, you're the North Node, like your true calling, your destiny, right, moved into Aries over July. It's going to be there all year, all 2024. So it's going to be a big thing for you, and that is your 5th house of family, of children, of love, of romance. So that is a big thing. And again, if you're not here for love or romance, creativity is in the 5th house. Recreation is in the 5th house. Like, some of y'all could, have these wonderful moments of, like, you just became awarded, like, the best pickleball player in, your state, something like that, but even still, there is a sense of, like, just really nice milestone that you can expect to happen this month. I mean, you got to put energy toward it, but I feel like it's not going to be a problem. You have Mars in your sign, so and again, Aries, Mars is the ruler for Aries. So even with, like, this card, it's like Venus and Mars together. Like, that's, what happens when they get together. Anyway, this is really great. And then, of course, you get the Queen of Wands in the root of your spread, and this is why I'm bringing up the North Node, is because the Queen of Wands is Aries. Okay. And so you have these 2 Aries cards, and I really love that for you. Again, that is your 5th house of, pleasure. That's what it is. The 5th house is pleasure, love, romance, creativity, self-expression, and procreation. That a lot of y'all could be having, thinking about having babies. you know, a lot of y'all could have actually had some, but again, remember milestones, like something that is significant. But I absolutely love this Queen of Wands, power to attract whatever she wants. Like she has that. She's very charismatic. She is like, you know, I say it all the time. Think about like, I don't know, Miley Cyrus, right? Fellow Sagittarius walking into a room, she can get whatever she wants, right? Nicole Kidman, Rihanna, whoever, like the Queen of Wands. Okay. You do see that she holds a sunflower in her hand, okay? The one in one hand, sunflower in the other. That sunflower has the full powers of the sun, all right? And so that's vitality, that's growth, optimism, opportunity. You even see the sunflowers in her throne behind her, okay? The same sunflowers that actually appear in the sun card. So I absolutely love this for you. This is really nice because what are the chances? Okay, what are the chances? I mean, remember what I said earlier about when your intuition, you see the 1111s. You see all these like synchronicities, right? And now you have Temperance in your future, who is Sagittarius. Okay, so great thing that you have two archangels, first of all, and then you have Temperance in your future. And so again, this is just huge. It's really big here. I absolutely love this for you. You have the sun in four places. You have the sun here. There's so much yellow sun there. The sun here reference there. You have the sun in the crown shaped in the background. So I really love this for you. And remember how I mentioned your pineal gland. I mean, you see the sun on the archangel's forehead. This is like you're moving into this really auspicious, bright, just optimistic like place in your life. And I absolutely love this for you. And Temperance really is just saying like, enjoy life. Enjoy life. The things that you want, they're going to come. They're going to come. And it's almost like you know this. And so I absolutely love this for you. It's really, really nice. There is like this really nice flow. The Temperance is also like a lot of balance in this card. So there's this nice flow and and just really having that realization that I've really worked hard to get where I'm at, and I have all this like awareness now. Okay, awareness, right? The word that I made up, awareness and clarity, smushed together. But that awareness, like of just possibility and reality, and just the merging of the two. You even see. I'm just going to point out something here. Her foot, like dipping in the water. It's really just saying like, you see that this archangel is not like jumping in the water or say it's testing the waters too, and test things out as well. It seems like a lot of y'all will be doing that. I love the curiosity that Sagittarius season brings, and even Mars and Sagittarius, Sun and Sagittarius. There is this like adventurous spirit, this curious spirit. So there could be a lot of y'all exploring new things as well. Okay, it's like did I say this in your last reading? I feel like you've gotten that, but with this card, it's testing the waters, but it's also experimenting. Okay, so that may be something because it came in your future that you may be thinking about trying out new things and curious about new things as you start this new cycle in your life. It's like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was an accident, or maybe you don't. That's why I'm here to tell you that. I mean, I grew up in Georgia. I cannot tell you how many times we had field trips when I was a kid to the Coca-Cola museum, the Coca-Cola factory. So I'd have to see that video every time of like, oh, Coca-Cola was made by accident, and it turned into this like crazy, world-renowned thing. So anyway, you're good. You're good. Just don't, you may be in your head a little bit. Just know that. Just don't blame yourself for anything. And if you feel that you're like going like a little too deep, just come back out, because it like you're gonna be fine. All right, let's get to your stuff. Sagittarius, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on. If you're a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I would not be here without you. So I really do appreciate it. And I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, but this is a loaded month, and I know that it's going to be a long reading. So, oh yeah, you're good. You're absolutely good. This is going to be a great month for you. Come on. This is, let's get started. You got the 8 of Wands, okay? Another Sagittarius card. All right. So things are, it looks like there's a lot of things in motion for you, actually. Some things, it's like you're ready for it to land, okay? But there is a sense of like, I'm cool with how long it will take. Like, and that's the other thing. Like, when you are trusting your intuition, like those things, like if there's a job that you want or someone that you have a crush on, like it's not like you're not going to get frustrated that it's like, why is this not happening now? You have temperance in your future. So it's like, again, enjoying the ride. You're like, this is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. I'm manifesting this to happen. And I'm going to have that patience for that to come, right? And remember the whole balance I was talking about, like that's also like not only your external world, but like mind, body, spirit too. Having that alignment. Remember, you got that here already with the Lovers card. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is everything just, again, just having that patience to know everything is aligning for you the way that the wands are completely aligned here. Okay. This is amazing because you also got another 8 here. There's definitely like, I mean, you did get the 8 of Cups now. And so this came up in your external factors area, showing there's like an element of you move, like just moving forward. Okay. Moving forward for things that are better for you, things that you deserve too. Okay. You do see it's an eclipse happening in the background, which indicates this is a game changing moment. So there is something that's compelling you to leave something that you may know is just, part of the past now. Okay. No looking back. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. Doesn't matter how slowly as you go, as long as you do not stop. Thank you, Confucius. This is actually interesting because this card is attributed to Saturn in Pisces. And so, again, there could be something home related in that matter for y'all because Saturn is in Pisces in your 4th house. So it could be like leaving behind like a place that you lived. It could also be like, maybe something moving forward into something more prosperous when it comes to home and family or whatnot. But there is a sense of something where you're like, I know this is going to be better for me, and this is why I have that passion and that power to move forward. Now you also have the Ace of Swords, okay? So this is really great. It almost kind of cancels out this Eight of Swords energy. It's really nice. So remember, you have a lot of like knowledge is power, and you have a lot of it this month. You have a lot of it, and you have a lot of power this month too. It's you're just looking at your main spread here. So just be able to use it as a force of good, and have that clarity that you need. Revolving a lot of things that you may have some confusion about. There is seems like there is going to be you're looking to make peace too with something as well. But at the end of the day, like you're gonna be fine. It's like moving forward, you got these 2 archangels, and then lastly, you got the Page of Pentacles in your final outcome. I mean, come on, this is like you have 2 pages here, okay? And pages, remember, sure they're young, but they're still in the royal court. They hold a lot of power. They're a court card, and so Page of Pentacles. This is Pentacles, so money and wealth, as I explained earlier, it could be a thing for y'all, especially as we do move into Capricorn season. But it could be something that you're thinking about this month, looking for like kind of like transformative moments around that, and it can be salary, it can be other people's money, like shared resources, your partner's income, investments, inheritance, all of that. That could be a thing, especially toward the end of the month though, because the full moon will be in Cancer in your 8th house. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's again, this newness is really nice, but a lot of you just having these reflective moments, like moments of like, again, like the role that you play, a lot of like self-identity or just identity that may be a big matter for you. Like, this is who I am. This is, me feeling empowered, moving into this place in my life that just like is, again, something new that's coming about with the Page of Pentacles there. And it can have to do with money and wealth. Remember that Pentacles are earthbound, but so are Pages. So this is actually double earth. And so this is your physical realm. And so again, it can be just something that you're wanting to invest in, whether it is a relationship or taking a relationship to the next level, or a new job, or starting a side hustle, or something that you can also like monetize could be a thing. But I absolutely love that for you. And it is going to make you like, yeah, I mean, you got the King of Swords. So yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt. Again, I would, this month is like a really key month for communication. Just looking at what's going on for y'all. With the King of Swords showing up, you have the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Swords here. There is a sense of being very honest with yourself now. And it seems like it's going to be with this new thing that happens in your life, okay? But having a lot of power and authority. And again, with the King of Swords and with the Ace of Swords, actually, it really, like with the Eight of Swords in your challenge area here, there is this sense of like, you may have these moments like in your head with like self-doubt or, things like that. But it just seems like you're going to be fine, actually, with the King of Swords. Honestly, you have to take that action to, get out of places where if you start feeling a little like, this is my fault, or why is this happening to me, or do it like that kind of energy, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. I mean, the King of Swords, come on. He is a like very authoritative, like very powerful, like, but also like, again, real, like so much integrity, for not only himself, but the circumstances in his world. All very honest with himself as well, but also ready to strike, and he is like very strategic, very like, he's brilliant. He, he is that king. Swords are the mental suit. Okay. So it looks like you will be very headstrong as well. So this is really great. You're good. You're really good, Sagittarius. Let's break it down. Let's break it down because there's a lot to talk about. So the first week of December, Mercury is in Capricorn. Okay, so this is going to be on December 1st. Now, Capricorn is your second house. So again, it's not, so you see that Mercury's entering Capricorn on December 1st, then we move into Capricorn season. Okay. And then there's a lot more that you can expect with Capricorns in happening for you in January, but that is your second house of income and salary and, even material possessions and whatnot. But with Mercury and Capricorn, very different energy from Mercury and Sagittarius. Mercury and Capricorn is more like, it is very like pragmatic and practical and strategic and really just like now like being more like a little bit more serious and especially with like long-term goals. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's really just like more just logical in terms of, with all this activity that was in Sagittarius, it's like you were having a lot of fun and now you're like, okay, I've had all that fun. Now I'm going to like really focus on just making sure that everything is aligning and really, spend some time like thinking about this. Mercury will be in Capricorn for until February. All right. So very unusual. The Mercury, very fast moving planet. And so it spends no more than like 2-3 weeks in a sign. It's in Capricorn until February. And the reason why, like I explained earlier, is it's dipping. First of all, it's going to go retrograde in Capricorn. Then it goes so far back in retrograde to set back to your sign. So Mercury's going to go back into your sign. So again, there's going to be this really deep sense of, Mercury retrogrades where it's all about reevaluating things, reassessing things, rethinking things in your life. So again, you will be in your head a lot. But it's all about moving forward and even unrooting things, like the things that you don't want to take with you into 2024. Even like ways of thinking, okay? And again, it's gonna be down to how you perceive things and how you see things that can benefit you in a way where it's not this energy. Other than the Eight of Swords, like you're really great, but again, there's more power with the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords in your staff. So, you're good. Okay, so Venus squaring Pluto is another big thing that's happening. This is going to happen on December 3rd. Now, this is all about like it really is all about money and love and power and control. There is a tendency with this kind of aspect where there can be some like jealousy around this. And it doesn't have to do with love. It can be work too, or just, neighbors, things like that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, well, first, because it is a big, big, big day. Pluto, obviously very powerful. Pluto, again, is in Capricorn in your second house of money. So it could be a big thing of money for you around this time. However, on the 4th, that's when Venus enters Scorpio. And so this is when it's like, that intensity that I was talking about when it comes to love, when it comes to money, when it comes to your passions, when it comes to, even creativity and beauty is a big thing, with the fact we're in Sagittarius season. First house also represents body. So you could be really into like spa treatments at this time, or thinking about changing your body, or, even like maybe like you get a tattoo, or, you know what I mean? Like try a different look or whatnot. But in any case, Venus in Scorpio, again, like I said, is like in it to win it. It's like all or nothing. It wants that level of commitment, and it's really like this deep-rooted passion. And so you see how Venus squaring Pluto, which is a very powerful day, is happening right before Venus enters Scorpio, which is very intense. And so Venus squaring Pluto is have you seen the movie The Proposal? Do you remember that movie with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds? They hated each other. But that they ended up falling in love. So this is also one of those days where it's weirdly like it could be that. It could also be like maybe you start a job, or you're in a job where you like, oh, I hate my boss. But this is a day where like you see eye to eye about something, and then you suddenly become like, the next Romeo and Michelle. It's like they just see what happens around this time. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Venus will trine Saturn on the 5th. So you see 3 days straight, Venus is very active, and now it's trining Saturn, which brings that stability, that commitment that the Venus in Scorpio wants. So that like in it for the long haul energy. So keep that in mind. These are really big days. Neptune does go direct on the 6th. So that's also like a really big thing. Again, this is going to affect your home situation. It really, Neptune and Saturn are in Pisces. We'll talk about this more because there is something that's happening with Neptune later in the month. But let's see what's going on with you for the first week of December. Oh my goodness. That did not just happen. Sagittarius, come on. You got the 2 of Cups. You were definitely starting some new or taking a relationship to the next level. It is clear as day with the Page of Cups and the Lovers, and now you get the 2 of Cups, which is like the soulmate card, the twin flame card, the true love card. Like, come on. This is big. This is really big. This is really, really, really big. Yeah, more power to you. This is, I always mention it. This is, when this card comes up, it's like, I think of Aristotle, like 4th century BCE, love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies is what he said. And that's what this card is. It really is like, reflective of, like love transcending time and space itself. Now, again, this can be work, this can be romance, this can be even platonic. Okay, it can be very platonic as well, but also it's that self-love too, a lot of self-love. All right, so if you're not here for partnerships in any type of way, like money, or career or romance or whatnot, it is a lot of that deep, because you are getting that deep-rooted like spiritual growth or experiencing that this month as well. So that's very, very nice with you. But the fact that, the Two of Cups, which is ruled by Venus, by the way, shows up during a week where Venus is very, very active. Come on, that's a big deal. Sagittarius, that's huge. All right, so second week. Now, the second week, Mercury sextiles Venus on the 11th. You remember I said Venus is very active this month. And that's just a very fun, sexy day. On the 12th is the big day. This is when we have the new moon in your sign, okay? And so what makes this so different from all the other new moons that we've had? It's not... the new moon happens every month, okay? I think someone left a comment. And just to clarify, a new moon, yes, obviously happens every month, but they happen in a different sign every month. So these new moons affect a different area of your life every month, okay? It depends on, what house it is, but it also depends on, what aspects are happening around that time. This new moon in Sagittarius will be conjuncting Mars. That's big. That's big. Okay, Mars is in your sign. This is really big. So Mars is really rocket shipping this new moon. Jupiter and Saturn are still doing the Pulp Fiction dance. They're up there. They're good. They're good. They're in a good mood. They're linking arms. So there is a sense of commitment again that's coming with this new moon in Sagittarius. A lot of luck. I love this new moon in Sagittarius. So really good one. Now, the day after is when Mercury does go retrograde. Mercury will go retrograde in your second house. So this is the time where I made a video on Mercury retrograde if you want to see it. It's when, I think I'll leave it at the end of the video. But it is on 4 things not to do during Mercury retrogrades. Mercury retrogrades, as we know, bring delays and, miscommunication and whatnot. But there are benefits to Mercury retrogrades. It really is allowing you to really think about things and, like I said, reassess things. Now, again, Mercury is retrograding in Capricorn, your second house. So you may spend some time rethinking a lot of not only your values, but your finances and money and salary and whatnot. This is what the second house is, okay? Even self-worth and even again, a lot of material possessions could be a thing here. You could be thinking is, this electric toothbrush something that I really want in my life? That could be a thing. Obviously, that is the least thing. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna let's do it. All right, Sagittarius, you make me laugh. Now so again, new moon in your sign is the big thing that's happening, okay? And the Mercury going retrograde in Capricorn. But let's see what's going on for you for the second week of ooh. Okay. Do you like my shuffling skills today? All right, so let's see what's going on for you for the second week of December. You're good. You got the Empress. I can't I don't make this up. Come on. The Emperor's coming right after the Two of Cups. Come on. You see how this is just leading to all this abundance in your life. You not only got the Lovers, you got the Two of Cups, you have the page, you have the Empress, you got 2 pages here. There you go. What I love about this, remember, new moon in Sagittarius is kicking off this new cycle in your life. Significant one with it conjuncting Mars, okay? And now you have the Empress. Card 3 is all about creation, okay? Birth of new things. That happens to be during the week of the new moon, which is, again, this new cycle for you. But the Empress, a goddess, okay? You have a goddess here. You have 2 archangels. You have a goddess. And, she's not a queen. She's not a priestess. She's a goddess. I mean, we're talking Aphrodite, and she is ruled by Venus. So again, there is something abundant that's coming into your life. And remember what I said, Venus is money. Venus is wealth. Money and love are
big components of Venus, but so is the Empress, okay? This is someone who is living life through passion and pleasure and, even sensuality. Sexuality is like a really big thing here. I said, Venus and Scorpio, a lot of like sexual energy. And now you have the Empress, which is, there you go. Okay. She does hold the golden scepter that creates all this abundance. All right. This is, you're good. You're absolutely good. There is so much like magic around this card. Again, she creates all this abundance and like richness, and you even see that she does have the pomegranates in her gown as well, which is like this fertility. And again, yeah, a lot of y'all could be having babies, but here's the other thing. Because she is pregnant, you do see the golden wheat here indicating a new crop. There's just so much like newness that comes with this card, in addition to the abundance, like lavish abundance, like a lot of abundance. You're good. You're absolutely good here. Third week. All right. So the third week of December, on the 18th, Mercury will trine Jupiter. I absolutely love this day. This is, we'll talk about, for all of these aspects, by the way, we will definitely talk about more in the weekly forecasts, but that's just a really, really great day. Remember, Mercury is retrograde. Another benefit that I like about Mercury retrogrades is that you do get to, like a lot of people from your past show up, like out of the blue, whether they like comment on your, I don't know, Instagram post or whatever. You're like, well, I haven't heard from this person in 20 years. Like things like that happen. Like it's in they happen for a reason. Like one example that I've been giving is like, during one Mercury retrograde, one of my former bosses who I hadn't heard from in 3 years, out of nowhere, email, just like, hey, I'm starting this new team at the company, and I want to bring you on board. And it was like a really big position. And so like that, like those are, so keep your eyes out for that, especially around this time. Now, Sun enters Capricorn on the 21st. So we officially enter Capricorn season. This is now we're talking like, especially with Mercury in Capricorn, now it's like rolling up your sleeves. Like now it's like laser focused on your long-term goals and gotta really work for it. Remember that Saturn is a ruling planet for Capricorn. So just being very pragmatic, just, a lot more serious, a lot more, even, grounded and ambitious. Okay. Very ambitious. And it happens on the same day as the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern hemisphere, and the 22nd, because we can't forget the southern hemisphere. And the 22nd is when the sun conjuncts Mercury. So we have a Mercury Cazimi. This is the same day that Mercury is leaving Capricorn and going back to your sign. So you see how it is such an interesting Mercury retrograde. It's happening in 2 signs. And so it's going back into your sign. So again, here is you having a lot of like reassessing things, rethinking things, reevaluating things in terms of like your life and your life path and your, path forward and your path to enlightenment. And how many times did I say path? That was a lot, but that's going to happen, throughout the month, okay, up until mid-January. But there's a lot happening, as and I'm just talking about the key aspects. There's a lot of other aspects happening, but of course we'll talk about all of them when we do the weekly reading. So for the third week of December, let's see what is going on for you, Sagittarius. Of course. This is really nice. You got the 2 of Wands, which is all about like planning your next step, planning what's next for you. Of course, this is really great. You see, he has the world in his hand. He's standing at the highest point in the castle. And so it's almost like you've accomplished a lot at this point. And again, you're now having these moments where you've gone really deep. You've had your birthday season and you're now like okay, what's next? Remember I said, like, when we move into Capricorn season, it's really just taking that time to really process, like, okay, what's my next step? What are my goals? What am I going to do now? Like, what can I, how do I push things along? And again, a lot of it may have to do with what's going to make sense for you in terms of pleasure, right? That is going to be a big thing, especially because this card is also ruled by Aries. All right. So big thing here, big thing. Very interesting. You got Venus, Aries, Mars, because this card is Mars and Aries. So Venus, Mars. And then remember, you have that new moon conjuncting Mars. But anyway, and so all of that, again, in your fifth house of pleasure. What is going to make me pleasure? So it could be like you rethinking, like, does this job bring me pleasure? Does this relationship bring me pleasure? Does this, right? Like this place that I live bring me pleasure? Is the book that I'm writing, like, do I really like it? Do I need to make changes and edits? Remember, Mercury will be retrograde. So a lot of like reassessing and planning your step forward. Okay. So, last week of December, Sagittarius, we kick it off on the 25th with Venus trining Neptune. I love this day. It's this beautiful, imaginative, compassionate day. And I've been saying this in all the other signs. It's coming right after the sun sextiling Saturn. This is, and this is now the last week of December. And so this is like holiday season for a lot of people. And this is the week where, with the 24th, the sun sextiling Saturn, and the 25th with Venus trining Neptune, I think this is when you're actually going to have these really big moments of like, this is when you're going to start thinking about your New Year's resolution. This is when you're going to have like the green light, like, okay, like now I think I know what I want. And interestingly, with the sun sextiling Saturn in your fourth house, and then Venus trining Neptune in your fourth house, again, it can be something to have to do with home or family or parents or children or, your significant other or, so there could be something there. Now on the 26th, we have that full moon in Cancer. And so I love this full moon. I absolutely love it. Think about, it's corresponding to the new moon that we had back on, July 17th. So think about what you may have launched or were thinking about that time. What's really interesting is that this full moon in Cancer is in your 8th house, which is transformation, which is life cycles and like death and rebirth and whatnot. And like a lot of truth is in here. And even like there's like a level of depth that comes with this. But there could have been something that's connected to what was happening around July 17th. Now, this is also, the 8th house is also other people's resources. And so again, that can be something that is related to like your partner's income or your, or inheritance or investments or commissions, bonuses, debts, paying off debts and whatnot. So keep that in mind, that is going to be a big thing. Now, the one thing that's happening during this full moon in Cancer, on the same day, Mercury will square Neptune. Remember, Mercury is retrograde. And Neptune, now that it's gone direct, Neptune is associated with like fantasy and illusion. So just keep that in mind. There may be some element of just like be a little bit more aware of what's happening around this day. Full moons obviously have it's more powerful than the this aspect. The energy is a lot stronger, and full moons illuminate. So keep that in mind. The full moon's gonna have a bigger, greater impact on you. Mercury squaring Neptune, it's just gonna be limited to like that day or like the day before or like the day after. But it is happening, this full moon in Cancer, again on the 26th, the day after. Literally the day after is when the sun trines Jupiter. And so again, best day of the month. Happiest day, luckiest day of the month. A lot of joy, like and just looking at what's happening, like there really could be something like new that's coming around this time. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the sun trining Jupiter, the last time it happened was September 8th. So you can think about what happened around September 8th for you. The one thing about this is that Jupiter was deeply retrograde at this point in September 8th. So you may feel this Sun trine Jupiter a little bit more, okay? Because it is happening literally like 3 days before Jupiter goes direct. Now, on the same day that the Sun trines Jupiter, we have Mercury conjuncting Mars. This is absolutely amazing. Very like Einstein, just so laser focused, brilliant ideas. I really love this. And then Venus moves into your sign on the 29th. We will talk about that more, for that week, okay? But yeah, that is, you're obviously going to feel that a lot. Venus, a planet of love and money and beauty, whatever, beauty, going into your sign. Hold on, let me just check. Oh gosh, okay. So, and then the 30th, Jupiter goes direct. And I didn't mean to say like whatever, but I feel like I've explained Venus too much, so I'm trying to cut myself off. Now, Jupiter goes direct on the 30th, and then on the 31st for New Year's Eve is when we have an amazing Earth trine. Just go out, just have fun. You deserve it. You deserve it. It's after the year that we've had. Like you deserve it. This is amazing. There is like you could be like really like just seeing what's going on for you. There really could be something work related here. That is you have clarity on because the moon is going to be in Virgo, and this is the Earth trine, moon in Virgo, Jupiter in Taurus, Sun in Capricorn. When you look at everything that's happening for you, Sagittarius, moon in Virgo, that is your 10th house, okay? Jupiter in Taurus, your 6th house. So we're looking at career and we're looking at work. You throw in Sun in Capricorn, money and your salary. And so there really is something, career, your passions, something focused around this time that you could even be going out with colleagues or that boss that you're now BFFs with, but even still, just it's a great day. So as you can see, a very loaded last week of December, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you for the last week of December. Seven of Swords. Okay. Sorry, I know I have to feel it though. Very interesting what's going on here. So Seven of Swords really is this point, just being honest with yourself. Okay. Being honest with yourself. And remember what I said with that full moon in Cancer, it's going to be something where you're just going to have to, remember how I said that full moon in Cancer is in your 8th house. So there's a sense of like, truth that comes with that, and revealing truths and understanding truth and your transformation and life cycles and whatnot. But again, even like growth as well. But this is that last stand of just like being honest with yourself about everything that facing your truths. Okay. Remember, with all that, Venus and Scorpio energy that was really heavy in your 12th house, it's your subconscious, and how I said it's like self-sabotage energy. And then you did get the 8 of Swords in your challenge area. And so, yeah, it is like kind of like that last final, like, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself about everything before the new year. And again, it can be really strong around this full moon in Cancer, which, like I said, illuminates, but then there's that sense of like fogginess where it could be a little bit confusion, a little bit of like illusion as well, as Neptune does tend to do. So just keep that in mind. It is going to be, I think I mentioned communication is really key for everyone this month. It's a big thing, especially with Mercury going retrograde. Now, it's actually showing up for you here with the 7 of Swords, because this card is attributed to Aquarius, and Aquarius is your 3rd house of communication. So communicating, just make sure that you're communicating the last week and in an honest way as well, and especially to yourself. Okay, especially to yourself. But I'm going to clarify that for you. Yeah, it definitely is going to be something work related as well, like I said, toward the end of the well, like on the 31st, around this time, there could be a lot of you thinking about work stuff, could be a thing, or career matters, or just in that regard. I'm just gonna do one more clarifier out of curiosity because you see you got 2 7s here. Interesting. But yeah, there is likely going to be a decision that you make, and it makes sense coming after the 2 of Wands. So very interesting here. And you see it's Pentacles. Okay, remember I said from the very beginning, money may be on your mind this month. Okay, it may be a thing that you're reassessing with Mercury retrograde. Yeah, you are definitely gonna possibly. Mercury retrogrades are, you know, sometimes like a window to the past, and you see him looking back at everything that he's like worked hard for and you know, invested in. So Sagittarius, let's see, last clarifier. You're gonna be fine as long as you make that confront that, and like if there is any, again, self-doubt, or if you feel that, like, remember I said this is a big month of like what's going to bring me pleasure and passion. If you can connect with that, you're going to be good. You got the Page of Swords. So you see that not only did you get the Page of Swords, Ace of Swords, King of Swords, 3 out of the 5 swords in the courts, you also got the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So you got 3 pages out of 4 pages. So you can expect, like I said, something new. There's this sense of something new happening in your life in December. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. A lot of partnership energy, a lot of like self-worth, like value as well. But also like you having a lot of power. But there is going to be definitely something that you are going to be reconsidering for sure. By the last week, something may be illuminated for you. But it's going to give you this, like, once you identify that, you're just ready to go with a Page of Swords. Pages, by the way, are messengers, and Page of Swords is like the biggest messenger, right? Because swords are communication as well, and logic. So there could be, like I mentioned earlier, a message coming through, whether, you know, intuitively or, you know, even in your external world. Like I said, like the example I gave you, like a boss, you know, former boss coming back and emailing me or something, because again, you have a messenger here in your last week. But you're good, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know how your year was, and, you know, happy birthday to all of y'all. Have, you know, an amazing month. I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.